Okay, so here we are next day. Remember I said I'd see you in 16 hours? Well, something happened last night in the midst of a major thunder and lightning storm. I went out at midnight to check the smoker here and the pork shoulder, and it had only reached 175 degrees. So I experienced the stall. There's sort of a mysterious thing that happens with both pulled pork and brisket. It goes up very quickly to 175 degrees and then stays there for sometimes 2 or 3 hours. So it was midnight. I took the pork shoulder out. I brought it in the house, put it in a large Dutch oven with a cover, put it in the oven at 200 degrees, and then set the automatic oven timer for 6 hours and went to bed. I woke up, and lo and behold, this is what I saw. Okay, so there's what it looks like. It's very soft. If you notice, if you can see it, there's a little bit of liquid in there, which we're going to drain off. We're going to then pull off the fat, which is pretty easy to do, as you can see. And then we'll get a container for that. Once we have all the fat pulled out and it drained, I'll show you how you pull it, and we'll go from there. Okay, I have now a stainless steel pan. You can see I'm going to take this fat. Of course, in my younger days, I might taste this fat, but you can only imagine what that does to your arteries. So remember we cooked it fat side up, and that's why you get this pretty easily to get off of there. And this is still hot. Now, it's 11 o'clock in the morning, and yet, and this stopped cooking in the oven at somewhere around 6 o'clock. I left it in there. The oven was off. Now we're going to have to taste some of this, don't you think? Yeah, there's a nice piece. Let's try it. Oh, man. Oh, yeah, baby. Okay. Now, I'm going to drain it. Okay, now we have it drained. You can see how it sort of shreds by itself in a way. That's why it's called pulled pork. Now, there are fancy utensils you can buy to do this. I came with 2, naturally, called my hands. So I'm going to do it that way. And just pull it. It's still really hot. If it's too hot, you can stop pulling it and wait. And then if there happens to be then here comes the bone. Remember I said bone in? Look at how that comes out. That's what they say, falling off the bone. Okay, now we're going to put that down over here. We're going to continue. This little bark here is kind of nice. I'm going to hold that aside. That's sort of like the burnt ends of pulled pork. Now again, you can do this in a slow cooker, 5 or 6 hours. There's recipes all over the internet for it. You don't get the smoke flavor, but you get the same consistency, and then you can use sauce to doctor it up. There's liquid smoke, which is an anathema to most people who smoke, but it's pretty darn good. All right, now here's another piece of that stuff, so I'm going to put that aside. If you got some bark, that's what that's called, that's easily pulled, then pull it, because that adds flavor. That's a high concentration of the smoke there. So we're pulling it away, or you get the idea. So I'm going to just wipe one of my fingers here so I can press the stop button. Okay, now, as you can see, it's completely pulled, which is great. It's still kind of warm. I'm going to cover it up. Put it in the back of the stove until it gets cooled off. Now this is what was drained. It's got a lot of fat, and you can already see it's separating. What I do is I put that in one of those mason jars, put it in the fridge, let the fat coagulate to the top. Underneath, you have some incredible smoked brisket juice, which you can add to your gravy or just add to the pulled pork before you sauce it. Okay, so next comes the North Carolina mustard vinegar sauce for the pulled pork. Here are the ingredients. You measure them out, and then you add them all together in a 1-quart mason jar. And as you can see there, with those plastic caps you can get at a store or Amazon versus the metal 2 caps. And then you begin. Okay, we're going to shake this up vigorously and combine it all. And vigorous shaking. Okay, the honey you can see the honey is still kind of coagulated down at the bottom. So you can do it this way. Get that going. I suppose I can get a spoon and stir it up. And then I can taste it that way as well. Okay. That was smoked pulled pork with a North Carolina mustard sauce. And this is Life is Riche. So I will see you soon. Please subscribe to my YouTube channel, which I now have. And I'm going to ask my son Kevin if he would make some theme music for me. We'll see what happens. All right, here we go. Look at that says there. You go, oh, wait a minute, where are we? There we are. Okay, bon appetit.